All right, let's talk about that feeling. You know the one. If you've ever touched a computer terminal, you've felt it. That little jolt of panic right after you copy-paste a command you found online and slam the Enter key. Well, today we're going to flip that script. We're going to turn that fear into pure confidence by learning how to ask the terminal for help.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're stuck, you find a solution on some forum, you paste that cryptic line into the terminal, you hit enter, and for a split second, your heart just stops. Did I just fix everything, or did I just delete my entire life's work? Let's figure out how to get the answer to that question before things go wrong.
This quote it nails it, doesn't it? It gets to the very heart of the learning process. There's that bash part of us that just wants to hit up arrow and enter, to move fast and maybe break things. But to really get confident, to be a pro, you have to tap into that other side. You have to be genuinely curious. Our goal today is to feed that curiosity.
So first things first, we need to get one thing straight. The command line isn't just a bunch of random magical words. Not at all. It actually has a grammar, a predictable structure, just like any language you'd speak.
And here's the beautiful part. The core structure is incredibly simple. Just think of it like a basic sentence. The command, that's your verb. It's the action, the do this part. The options are your adverbs. They change how you do the action, like do it carefully or do it quickly. And the arguments, those are your nouns. They're the what or the where that you're doing the action to.
Let's make this real. Take a look at this classic command. Here, ls is our command, our verb. It's telling the computer, hey, list stuff. Then we have the option -l. That's our adverb. It modifies the command, telling it to list the stuff in a long format. Give me all the juicy details. And finally, /home/shell is our argument. That's the noun, the specific place we want to list. See how that works? Command, option, argument. Verb, adverb, noun. Okay, so you get the structure. But what happens when your brain just blanks? You can't remember an option, or you're not quite sure what a command does. Well, you don't need to go digging for a giant textbook every time. The terminal has its own little built-in first aid kit for getting fast answers. So, what's your first move? Your go-to, 9 times out of 10, should be /help. All you do is type the command you're curious about, and then just tack /help onto the end. What you get back is a perfect, clean little summary of what it does and its most common options. It is literally your built-in cheat sheet.
Now, it's really useful to know the difference between -help and its cousin, whatis. Think of it this way. Command -help is what you use when you know what CP does, but you forgot the specific option for copying a folder. But what is CP is for when you see CP and have absolutely no clue what it even is. It gives you a perfect single-line explanation. One's a reminder, the other's an introduction.
Now, for those times when you need more than a cheat sheet, when you need the whole story, it's time to talk about the manual, the man pages. And look, I know, the first time you open one of these, it can look like this terrifying wall of text from a forgotten era. But I promise, once you learn how to get around, these things are your absolute best friend.
Getting around in these manuals is way easier than it looks. You only need to know a few keys. First, man, followed by the command name, opens it up. Your arrow keys let you scroll. Simple enough. But here's the magic trick. Hit the / key, /, type whatever word you're looking for, and press enter. It's a search. Then you just press N to jump to the next match, and the next, and the next. When you're all done, just hit Q for quit. That's it. You've officially tamed the manual.
The other thing that can look scary is all the weird syntax, but it's just a simple code. Anything you see inside square brackets is optional. You don't have to use it. That vertical line, the pipe symbol, just means or. You can use this option or you can use that one. And the ellipsis, those 3 little dots, means you can repeat that thing. So when you see source ... directory, it just means you can list a whole bunch of source files. It's not a secret language, it's just a map.
Okay, so we've covered how to figure out what a command does. But what about the reverse? What about when you know exactly what you want to do? Like, I need to find a certain word inside a file, but you have no idea which command to use. How do you find the right tool for the job?
This is where apropos becomes your new favorite command. APROPO. It's basically a search engine for all the tools on your computer. You just type apropos and then in quotes, a description of what you're trying to accomplish. Apropos, copy files. It'll search the summaries of all the manuals on your system and show you every command that might be relevant. It's an incredible discovery tool.
So let's clear up a question that trips up just about everyone at some point. Sometimes you see people use help after a command. Other times you see them use help before it, like help cd. What's the deal? Why are there two different ways, and how do you know which one to use?
Well, there's a simple little command that acts as the perfect tiebreaker. Type. You just run type and then the name of the command you're wondering about. It will tell you exactly what that thing is. Is it a normal external program, or is it a special command that's actually built into the shell itself?
And that little piece of information unlocks the simple rule. If type tells you a command is a shell built in, which it will for things like cd or echo, then you use help in front of the command. For almost everything else, all those external programs, you stick with -help at the end. And just like that, the confusion is over.
All right, let's put all this together. We've learned the tools, we know how to ask questions. Now let's talk about the habits that are going to keep you and all your important files safe. It's time to practice safe shelling.
These are the golden rules, okay? Always look before you leap. Take the 2 seconds to use help or man to see what a command's going to do. Know what you're typing before your finger hits that enter key. Be extra careful anytime you type sudo, because that's you running with superpowers. And that brings us to the cardinal sin. Never, ever, under any circumstances, blindly copy and run a command with sudo rmfrf in it from the internet. That is the forcefully delete everything and don't ask me twice command. Just don't. So, let's leave it with this thought. The terminal isn't some scary, unknowable black box. It's not magic. It's a library. It is filled to the brim with powerful tools, and it comes with the instruction manual for every single one. You now have the skills to walk in, read the card catalog, and find exactly what you need. So the only question left is, what are you going to ask it first?